Welcome to this great adventure of two sisters.
Absolutely not. Hey guys, welcome to the Regina Kids podcast. I am your host, Maxie.
With her lovely younger sister, Rita the H.A.M.
And here on the podcast, as you can see, sibling relationships can be loving and sometimes a bit
dramatic.
Affect me, please. Complicated. So, join us every week as we explore all aspects of having a sibling.
Come be our sibling.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back, guys, to another week of great adventures with the Regina Kids. I am your host, Rita, with my lovely sibling. Who are you?
Over dramatic affect me, please. I think somebody is on one this week. I am your host, Maxie. This is the Regina Kids podcast. Welcome.
Welcome. When we talk about life, love, uh, sibling rivalries, and all the great adventures in between.
Yeah, I can see how this episode is going to go. So, in the second episode of the type of relationships that outside of your sibling relationships, we're still talking about relationships. This is the second week. I think we're gonna do probably
One more?
no, we got about probably two more episodes about relationships. I don't want to, relationship the people out.
Oh,
Whether you're single, married, it's complicated, of a situationship, whatever it is.
you just got you a few friends,
What
birds. Oh, my favorite, sneaky links. Sneaky link. Oh.
whatever your situation is, this is a no judgment zone here, siblings. We're just going through different scenarios and stuff that have happened throughout our sibling relationship that, kind of pulled a little left and to the right a little bit. So today's topic is something I always say. You either single or you married. Like, is there a gray area? Is there in between? Like, are you just single until you're married? Or once you establish that commitment with that person, then there is no way that anybody else can come in and, snatch you off the market real quick. So, single until you're married.
I mean, that's what it. Whatever you file your taxes as, technically, you know, that's what you on paper. That's what you are. But I mean, in that realm, um, I think it just comes with your level of maturity. Because when you're younger, I'm only speaking from my experience. When I was younger, I listen, single as a silver dollar. I ain't even gonna say a dollar bill, silver dollar.
So you a coin. You was a
Oh
coin.
yeah. Oh yeah. Just because you so called had a title don't mean that you was gonna keep it long. And obviously, like looking back, if I can go back and tell myself, like, nah, don't even give him no title. It's it's pointless.
Hmm. Okay. Well, we're gonna dive in a little bit to your relationship tree.
We gonna dive in yours too. You ain't just finna have me out here.
We're gonna shake the leaves a little bit in your relationship tree because I think that as you get older, your perspective on relationships change, especially with a title. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
know getting to my in my 30s, I'm like, I ain't calling nobody my boyfriend. For what? Like, that's stupid.
Ain't
I'm
no
just not
spending
gonna
the night.
what?
I didn't stay my ass on TikTok. Cause it It was this one TikTok I seen where a girl said, I am 41 years old. No, ain't no spending the night over here, buddy. Okay. I was dying.
Well, so Rita, you have been married before. You're
Yeah.
currently in a long relationship now.
Yeah.
So from your first marriage to now, what do you think made you grow? Like, what circumstances surrounded that made you go, yeah, I'm gonna do these relationships a little different?
Um, I would say with my first we just talking about marriages, right? Or just relate? Are we talking about relationships too?
You can
Well,
talk about whichever one you want.
well, I mean, I'll talk about the stuff you can find on paper. Like I can't even deny that.
Okay.
I would say follow your gut, and because I was heavy church the first time I had got married. Heavy church. So it was just like, you following the book, you listening to your elders and all of that other stuff or whatever. So this is what you should and you know what I'm saying, you need to do, you're ready for, and you really have to look at whether or not if your partner is ready for the exact same things that you are, because they can tell you all the time like, oh, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for that, but you need to really look at their actions. You know what I'm saying?
So,
That will save you a lot of a headache also.
let's say this. I remember your first wedding,
Yeah.
and looking back at your wedding, at no point during that time before you said I do did your gut tell you maybe I shouldn't do this.
No, honestly, no. I was pissed off, because I was pissed off because him and my dad was late. My mother was singing God's trying to tell you something in front of everybody. So I was more irritated than anything else.
Okay, so that sounds like an interesting story. Let's back up a bit.
So
So here's the thing, right?
no, I got this. I got this. So my dad, now mind you, if you guys have been following us for a while, my dad was lit as fuck, like lit, lit. So my my ex and my father decided to have the bachelor party the night before when I told them to have it 2 days before to give them time to recover. No, they have it the night before and partied so much that he couldn't wake my dad up to get down to the courthouse on time. Like my dad was drunk with shades on, smiling and everything.
Yeah, that's when they actually showed up after we waited over 2 hours for them.
Yeah.
So we were sitting
Because he
in the
couldn't,
courthouse.
because it was only an hour. It wasn't 2 hours. It was an
Which
hour.
was it?
Yeah, it was an hour. It was a very entertaining hour.
It seemed way longer than that when you're sitting there with kids running around, elderly grandparents sitting there, and your mom, like you said, my mom saying, God is
She was
trying to tell
singing
you
that church
something
song the whole entire time.
loud.
Like as soon as it was like 15 minutes late, she started singing loud as hell. Like somebody should have been recording it because it's and then when you can tell my dad was literally drunk, drunk, just hung the hell over when I and then like the next day he was so intoxicated. Even the next day he could not get off my couch to make his train. He missed his train 3 times over the course of 2 additional days. I'm like, what the hell did y'all do? They was at the he was like, yo, your dad was at the strip club. He had the strippers buying us drinks. That's how
Yeah.
lit my daddy is. How
So,
you at the strip club and you got the strippers buying you drinks?
but to reel it back to the original
Sorry.
question, your gut, through never, you had no, it did not dawn on you at all. Like you still was headstrong. Like, nope, I don't care what happened this day. I am getting married, and that's it. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, because it wasn't, I didn't feel at that time that that was a red flag for me.
Okay. Sometimes you don't see.
Looking back now, maybe so, yeah. But in that moment, like, no, I was just more irritated at my mom singing. And then when my dad getting there, he drunk as hell. But he, listen, smiled in every picture, kept his shades on, though.
Yeah, he definitely did. He had a good time. I don't think he remembered this wedding, but yeah, that was wedding one. I mean, to say the least, your dad was entertaining at all your weddings. So, I mean, if nothing else, you got the blessing to be
He was all, I can say he was always late.
true. But,
But the second one, it wasn't his fault, though. It was like raining bad as hell.
but, um, I mean, you got the blessing of having your dad walk you down the aisle.
True. I think
So,
that's one of the biggest things I am grateful for.
yeah,
Um, even with the second one, I am very grateful for that whole experience and everything. Like having that, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything.
yeah, you did have a beautiful second wedding. The first one was at the courthouse, and the second one was a really nice wedding. So, from that point, so just to put it out here, you've been divorced twice.
Yeah,
You probably running the same.
I I ain't ashamed of it. Yeah.
I'm not saying that for you to be bashed. I'm just saying. Let me get to my question. So you probably running the same footsteps as your dad. I mean, he had five wives, like
Oh, I ain't.
33.
No, 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 no.
you know, 30, 33 years of his life he was
Oh,
married.
oh,
We
oh
mentioned that
no.
before. So I
Oh
was just
no. No, 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 no. Not
no,
doing that.
but
Mm.
to say that the reason why I was getting there is because for a lot of people, um, it that wouldn't be an option to keep trying again. To be open to the idea of wanting to be in another serious relationship or even be considering marriage for a third time or anything like that. So, what do you think changed within you or the growth that you had that have put you in position to do that?
You know what? Even though I never wanted children, something that I've always wanted to have was a good husband. You know what I mean? Like, so I I didn't I wouldn't say like, oh, I was a little kid that, you know, played the fake wedding kind of thing or whatever, but I did have the desire to have, a long lasting love and partner and things like that. So I think that's why I've always stayed optimistic to being open for that. But the thing is, what I learned is making sure that you have it with the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like a partner that fits all of the slots that you have put forth in reference to what it is that you look for in a partner.
So you don't, did you have that same mindset going into your first two marriages as far as like you had
No, not
slots
I
that you
didn't
wanted to be filled?
in the first one. Okay, so I mean, I did have that mind. I didn't have that mindset of making sure that all my boxes was crossed off. You know what I'm saying? Like for the first one, I did marry my friend. Like we had been friends and had dated and messed around on and off for, you know what I'm saying, on and off for a long time. Up until that point where we like, you know what, we're gonna be serious, we're gonna really, give this thing a try and see exactly, we can rock this out because, you know what I'm saying, you one of my you a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? The second one more so was I've always dated the hood, the bad boy, the hood nigga, whatever, you know what I'm saying, type thing, type of guy. Streets. So when I got to the point to where I was open to, being in another relationship again, I went I went back to finding someone that I thought, in the church, you know what I mean? Like something different, the nerd, the uh not street at all type, completely different from my whole complete type, if you know what I'm saying, or preference in that
That
aspect or whatever. And um yeah.
didn't work out for you. Is that what you said in so many words that didn't work out? That didn't work
Yeah,
out for
you know what I'm
you.
saying? Like seeing the potential in that person, and like, okay, he know the Bible, he with the Lord, and all of that other stuff. So it's just like completely totally opposite, and yeah, it did not.
Okay. And so there's still some hope out there for the hopeless romantics that still have to be open to love and relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
most definitely. Like, with the relationship that I am in now, like I wouldn't change it for anything else. Was it always easy? No. But was it worth, when we did have a rough patch, was it worth fighting for? Yes.
okay, okay. Siblings, drop us a sib note at virginiakidspodcast@gmail.com and let us know if you had rocky relationships and
Oh,
you've
hold on,
been wait,
hold on.
let me finish. If you
Oh, go
had
ahead,
rocky
yeah, okay.
relationships and you know um you have a thought of being single until you married, what is your ideal situation, I guess, to say, and let us know, are you still open? If you're single right now, are you still open to um trying it again and putting your foot out there and being in a relationship and open to being in love and stuff like that? Because unlike my sister, I'm not on that. I didn't jump in that ship. I'm not open to the idea of it at the moment. Maybe one day, that might change,
We
but
not talking about, the thing is that we not
no.
trying to dig into your moments right now. We want to
What
talk about
moment?
that past
What you mean?
and your growth in relationships, and what have you learned with the good or the bad relationships that you've had.
Um, yeah, it puts you where I'm at right now. Are you just not open to wanting to be in a relationship, or I believe in love, I'm just not open to finding it. So
So that's all the details you're gonna give everybody. That's just what we're gonna do, or is that a show for another day?
That might be a show for another day because that's a to touch
Catch us
on.
next week so we can get the tea.
You know, I need time to prepare to discuss that relationship.
Huh?
'Cause I said I need time to prepare to discuss that relationship and why I'm not open to love at the moment. I
Oh,
can say
I wasn't just talking about that relationship. Or maybe, you know what? That's fine. We gonna get to yo crazy relationships on another episode of
crazy relationships. What are you talking about?
okay, Maxie.
You talking about dates?
Yeah, crazy dates, crazy relationship, like
What what are you talking about? Yeah, we definitely have to what are you talking about?
huh?
What are you talking about?
We trying to be nosy. We trying to get some tea. Like what kind of dates and relationships Maxie done had?
We can get into that, but we were talking about being single till you married right now. So
Well,
we were diving
date,
into
or if you was in a relationship, you was stamped single, but you was having relations. So don't that fit?
what? No, absolutely not. You'd have veered off into a whole nother subject. No, because my first long term relationship that I was in, um, I that was supposed to be the end for me. That wasn't supposed. It wasn't supposed to be what it was. But you live and you learn as you become. You jump into stuff when you real young. So we have to, I have to prepare myself to discuss that relationship because it's a lot that happened, and the way it ended wasn't the way I intended it to be. I don't even think that person intended it to be the way that it ended. So yeah, that's a real emotional situation right there. I mean, not to say I didn't have other boyfriends or dates in between there, but I never
That's
when
what I
we
was trying to get
initially
the other
when
boy
we initially
in between.
yeah, but when we initially broke up, I was never that serious about nobody else after that because I had a mindset of I can't put myself in a situation to where I could never go back and be with that person. So no, it was never a serious. I was single. That's the way I put it. I was always single. I was never in any other relationships. So
Okay.
what's that? What do you mean?
No, I'm
What do
saying
you?
okay.
Yeah, but I'm looking at your face. They can't see your face, but I'm looking at your face like, what are you talking about?
I said yeah, okay. We gonna
Yeah,
get, but we gonna get to that. Yo, dating in between being single until you got back to where you was going. Like you, so you pretty much was like Jay Z. I was just
what?
tipping with them guys. I was gonna get right back. Not saying that you was
No,
doing a whole
absolutely not. No, it wasn't the Jay-Z song, child. No,
kind of. That's what.
no, no, no. That was not the situation. That that was not the situation.
Oh, that wasn't it. Okay, we gonna get
See,
to it, guys.
different perspectives. People see
I said
stuff.
tipping. I said tipping. I changed the words so that it can fit.
What does tipping mean?
Tipping like you was single, but you had dated and had other boyfriends in between that the main relationship you had.
That sounds like I was a cheater, and that's not it either.
But you said you was single.
Right, but you just made it sound like I was in a full relationship and then I was tipping around to come right back. No, absolutely not. Rita, you confusing. You're confusing.
No,
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 absolutely
I'm not.
not.
But that's what you said. You
No,
said
it's not.
when we broke up, I was single. But
Right.
I
Meaning I
did
didn't.
have other boyfriend and
No, no,
other
no, no.
dates.
No, you said that. I said
You did say
no. I said
that.
it's not that I didn't date other people. I wasn't in a serious relationship with anybody else because I wasn't trying to pursue that relationship with other people and make it so serious that I could never go back and date that person. So that's what I said. What?
But that okay, I guess if that's how you look at it.
That is how. That's not. It's not how I look at it. That's how it was.
That ain't fully how it was because I vividly remember one relationship in between that was a little bit serious.
No, it wasn't. What is your definition of serious?
That was
Serious,
boyfriend.
but that the boyfriend or not, that's not a serious relationship.
What? Do you hear yourself?
You can call somebody your boyfriend. That don't mean that y'all gonna be serious. To me, is that y'all in the stages of planning to live together. Y'all are trying to build something. Y'all were talking about marriage. None of that ever happened. That was never the. That was never the relationship. It might have been toxic and drama filled, but that was never the relationship that we were moving towards having kids or building anything. No, absolutely not. We had none of those conversations ever.
Okay. You say
Why?
tomato. You say tomato. I say tomato. I feel like that was a serious relationship. But I mean, that's my opinion.
What to you made that a serious relationship?
How long y'all was on and off with each other, the time and amount that y'all actually dated. You didn't date or talk to anybody else at that time.
Yes, I did.
I
The
didn't know
person
about.
that you are right. That's the whole point. Again, perspective.
Okay, you
What?
say tomato, I say tomato.
No, it's perspective because that's the thing. People see certain relationships and they don't know the full dynamic of that relationship. You don't know
If you
everything that
go
went
that
on
hard for
in
a person,
between.
that's
What do you
something
mean?
serious.
What do you mean that hard for a person? What do you mean that hard? What is your definition of that hard? Because you got to understand the dynamic of the things that how I view relationships. Like if I care about somebody, period, whether you're a friend or somebody that I date or a family member, if I care about you, I go hard for you, period. It's that ride or die mentality that a lot of us grew up with and that we had. We're loyal by default, not because, I feel like I'm so overly whatever with this person that this is what it's going to be. Like I'm loyal by default to anybody that I fool with, period.
Okay.
Family member, friend, or foe, whatever. So,
All righty. My perspective, your reality.
right,
Okay.
true. So, what is your sib note of the day?
Um, follow your heart.
That's it.
That's it. Follow your heart, but also, listen to your gut.
What if your heart is in your gut?
I mean, then they both saying the same thing, so go follow that.
Okay. Well, follow your heart. That's the sib note of the day from Rita. But yeah, this is another episode of Regina's Kids Podcast. You could drop us a sib note. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. On Apple Podcasts, give us a 5 star and yeah, rate and review. We like to hear from you guys. Also, if you want to drop us a note, be sure to email us at reginakidspodcast@gmail.com. And like always, remember we are gonna have a wonderful week and continue to glow through whatever it is you're going through.
Bye, guys.